Welcome, welcome. So today is the first step, day one of the 30 website challenge. We're going to build 30 websites in 30 days using AI. This could be quite a long and arduous process, but hopefully the technology will help me to do this in a quick and efficient way. Who's this relevant for? If you're interested in building some media assets online, or you want to learn about how to implement AI into your business, or you just want to learn how to build, this might be of interest to you. I've been using various AIs for a couple of years now, and in particular, in the last few months, I've been using Claude Code to accelerate that web development process. So what I'm going to be doing is building one local business website every day for 30 days. And the idea is to track how they rank, optimize for growth, and create potentially a flywheel of attention, traffic, and monetization. We're going to be building 30 niche websites, each targeted at a hyper-local service and business category. Some of those will be targeted at Hertfordshire, the county that I live in, and some of those will be focused more locally on individual towns. Each site will be launched in 24 hours, built with fast-loading, SEO-ready pages. We're going to create and post a daily summary video to document the process. So this is the first of those videos. We're going to optimize the sites using varied SEO strategies. We're going to test different link building strategies, press releases, citations, on-page tweaks, and AI content. And we're going to identify which strategies actually move the needle. We're going to provide a daily profit and loss report once we've completed the initial phase. And the point about this is it's not actually just theory, this is about execution. Everything is going to be built in public. It's going to be raw, transparent, with honest reporting, focused on results, rankings, and revenue. And if we haven't got any results or any rankings, then we'll be honest about that. The end goal is to build a high-performing local SEO network across multiple towns and different niches. We're going to generate real traffic, real leads, and monetizable outcomes. We're going to create case studies and content to power our wider brand, and hopefully we'll turn some of our audience into our SEO clients, newsletter subscribers, and members of our wider community. So, in terms of the assets that we're going to be working on, so I've already acquired these. So we've got Hertfordshire Media Network, and somewhere there is actually a nope, not there. Somewhere there's a version of that which I can potentially show you later. We've got enjoyhertfordshire.com, which is actually being built at the moment. So let's have a quick look and see where that's got to. So we created the documentation, and now that's just being built out. So it's asking us to build out contentful. So as you can see, we've got the first 3 of the probably 10 tasks are now completed for that process. Okay. We've then got a series of local service sites. I've gone for Hertfordshire-based domains. I've used this strategy in the past and it used to work quite well. What I will say is that ranking for a county and all of the individual towns within a county is actually more difficult. And just to give you an example of one of my other websites that is ranking is stalbanssolar.com. So this actually ranks for St Albans Solar. I'm not, obviously, I don't have a location there, so I'm not in those, but I am ranking first. That is in my browser, so we'll do it in an incognito browser. Just accept all those. Actually, the council's outranking, but we're second. So as you can see, that's one that we built historically. So we've got a proven process for doing this, but this time we're actually going to be doing it in public. So we've got these service sites. We're going to be building all of these out, but also we've got a couple of local location pages as well. And the intention will be to actually buy some more domains. So I'll be adding to this list of domains as we progress. So what we've also got, or I've been working on, is building local newsletters. So we've got a newsletter called Harpenden Highlights, which has 2,000 subscribers. And the intention is that the newsletter becomes the flywheel and the distribution partner for the websites that we build and also the companies that we engage with through hertfordshiredirectory.com, so that we're giving them the potential to advertise their products and services to our wider network. So it becomes a compounding element of how our business works. What we're not trying to do is only build hyperlocal websites, where we want newsletters and we also want social media campaigns that back this up as well. So we're going to be testing different editing services. So I've got a list of editors that I'm engaging with at the moment, with a view that they'll potentially turn some of this content, and hopefully it's good enough, they'll potentially turn some of this content into shorts for social media as well. What happens if one of the websites doesn't rank, right? It's inevitable and we're expecting that to happen. And really that's actually the point of doing a challenge like this, is some of it's going to work, some of it isn't. And actually what we want to identify is which particular SEO strategies work today in search engine result pages in 2025. That's the purpose of doing this. So we're going to try different things. And if we can find one that every single time it gets the website to rank, that's going to be an amazing resource for us. We're going to give that away publicly. However, we are going to reserve some of the strategies to members of the school community, which we're going to be building. So that school community is currently live and you're welcome to join. There's no cost involved for the first 20 people. And as we build up the resources, then that will become a paid resource with all of the processes and systems that we're implementing here. What tools are we using? So we're going to be using AI for content, Claude Code, and ChatGPT and Claude, and potentially some other AIs as well, automations for speed, and proven SEO systems for ranking. And who is this for? Who's it going to appeal to? Anyone watching who wants to build digital assets, understand modern SEO, or leverage AI for growth. Now, let's get started. The day one website build starts now. So follow the challenge, watch the results, and learn what actually works in local SEO, and enjoy the ride. Okay, so as you can see, we started this one off. So the website in question here was enjoyhertfordshire.com. Actually, you can't see. There, now you can see. Enjoyhertfordshire.com. So basically, I told it to Claude dangerously skip permissions. If you don't know how to set Claude up, I'm not going to go through that Claude code up. So you do need a higher tier subscription, I believe, or at least you used to. And then this will then systematically build out a process. So what I've said is, here's a product requirements document, a PRD. Please implement this into the Firebase and create a systematic plan using sub-agents throughout the development process to build this platform out. And then that goes into it. So we've told it that we want to use Astro, we've got a vision of what we're trying to achieve, etc., etc. So I built that in Claude Code. I gave it lots of context around what I was trying to achieve, and then it's told us it's going to generate a to-do list and then go through. So basically what this one is systematically doing is going through and building this out line by line. Now, as you can see, this does take time. So we're getting some API errors, which is normal. There's going to be errors throughout this, and this one is not actually what I would describe as a normal build out for this process. Typically, I'll be looking to do it just using HTML and CSS and some JavaScript. But in this one, because it's effectively like a kind of TripAdvisor type website that's specifically focused on Hertfordshire, it needs more complex elements added to it. So it needs blog functionality. It's going to be incorporating reviews from different websites such as TripAdvisor and Google and other places like that. So it's a little bit more of a sophisticated attempt. So yeah, this one is slightly more complicated, and that's why it's going to take a little bit longer. But to give you some context, we recently built, where did we have it open? We had it open somewhere. We recently built this one out, which is called Heart Shutters, or the actual domain name I've got is Shutters Heart, so the kind of the wrong way around. But nevertheless, we think that that potentially will become an interesting one. So we're offering plantation shutters. I don't know why it says Harpenden in here, but it should be Hertfordshire. So there's still some work to do, and as you can see, it doesn't actually have many images on it. So it's all a wall of text without any images at the moment. So we need to do some work on this one. But so this is the first site from the portfolio. And as you can see, we've got the locations of Harpenden, St Albans, Watford, Stevenage, Welwyn Garden City. So it's not all of Hertfordshire. We can potentially add more to that. There's obviously some errors down here that need tidying up as well. So there's a little bit of work to do with it, but I'm sure you'll agree it looks pretty clean, pretty professional, and I think with a few tweaks, we can definitely get this looking professional. So that's the first site, so that's day one. We've got that kind of generated, not completed, and it's not deployed yet to the domain, but we will get that fixed this afternoon. And then obviously from there, there's no gallery page. So, there is some issues on it. There's no about and there's no contact. So yeah, we need blinds doesn't work either. Oh no, it does. Okay, so blinds works. So there we go. And then the other one that we've got started off is Hertfordshire Media Network, which is not currently showing here. But anyway, yeah, so you can see the quality. I mean, this is a competitor, so what we're looking at is what do they actually show. So they've got way more images in their stuff than we have, because obviously we don't have any shutters. But the intention is that over time we'll begin to add more images in to build it out. But the content is there. In particular, if you go down through the Harpenden element, it's got the showroom, it's got the understand Harpenden's architectural character. So the content is well written, and I think it's quite an interesting approach that we've taken there. And it obviously talks about the different kind of sub-regions of Harpenden. So you've got West Common, East Common, Batford, Kingsbourne Green. I don't know where Hammond Street is, so that might be made up. You've got Roundwood. It hasn't got Westfield, which is where I grew up. But anyway, so yeah, as you can see, there's some really, really good bits in here, but it needs a little bit of tweaks. So we've got the basis of a lovely site there, which is hopefully pretty exciting. Cool, so that's the first one that we've got done, and that was built in exactly the same way as we've described. So how do we build them? What I might do is actually just show you, let's see if I can find that chat. Right, so this is how this one was built. I did the PRD a couple of days ago, so it was done on Friday, so I've cheated slightly, but we will do another one this afternoon. So create a comprehensive PRD for a lightweight CSS, HTML, CSS and JavaScript website. Sorry, so when Claude Code does that, flashes up like that, I just want to press enter. So that's basically my involvement in this. I sit there pressing enter, and if there's something I see that I don't like the look of, I tell it to stop. So home page needs to be Hertfordshire focused, and then we want individual service pages for the services which the business will offer, incorporating all different types of shutters and blinds. Then we need a contact us page, news blog, and then the location pages for all the key locations in Hertfordshire. We want a clean, modern design incorporating the following, and that was this. So this is telling it, do not do generic design, do something that's interesting, okay? I don't know why that's just shrunk. Anyway, so it's gone through this process. It's put together a product requirements document. What did we say? So we need the home page to incorporate Harpenden as the location, which is where we have a GMB listed. So that's where we used to have a shop historically, and we need to incorporate comprehensive SEO for each page, including the following elements, right? So we've given it really comprehensive. So it's then come back with that as the PRD going on, and there we go. So we've now got a complete blueprint for building a high converting SEO optimized website that establishes Shutters Hearts as the premier choice for window treatments in Harpenden and throughout Hertfordshire. So that's all I've done. And then I've given that into Claude Code. It took some prompting, it took some toing and froing, there's no doubt about it. And I can show you the file base, which is here. So there's the pages that it's built, and there, as you can see, there's actually nothing else in there. So all it's got is HTML and a sitemap. Oh no, there's a PRD, and there's a README file. I don't know, you don't even know what that says. See, we've got a PRD and a README. Right, so here's the README. Gives you the information, features, service pages, structure, etc. But that's it. That's what we've done. So because of the way it's been built, it's super lightweight. It doesn't have blog functionality built in. We need to obviously, that will work, but we need the forms. So we need the quote forms to be fixed. So there's still a few little bits and pieces to be done with it. And obviously, most importantly, incorporating some images on all the pages. And then I think you've got something that looks, you know, we haven't got 500 5-star reviews, obviously, so we need to tweak those things. But yeah, you can see that this could quickly become something that's pretty good. And they've got these like little elements that pop. You know, they move slightly, slight animations on them, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. We're not a BBSA member. We don't have an excellent on Trustpilot, so yeah, we're gonna obviously have to resolve those issues as well and get those fixed. Anyway, hopefully that's a useful insight into how to do this. This bit doesn't look right either, so I've raised this a couple of times. And it hasn't fixed it, but yeah, we'll get there. And then obviously some recent work, and then there'll be a gallery that won't work at the moment. So we got the front end there. There's still a bit to do, so we'll aim to get that tidied up and cleaned up today. All right, well, hopefully that's a useful insight. Please do bear with me. I'm going to hopefully get into a rhythm of doing this consistently and building a way of showcasing what we're working on. But do let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll get that school community launched imminently so that you can get all the product requirement prompts and the different elements that I incorporate in the site builds, so that you can do this for yourself, either using Claude Code or something similar. But I really like this kind of HTML, CSS and JavaScript for very lightweight design and functionality. And most importantly, it's very simple code as well, so it can build things incredibly quickly. Over and out from me. Have a great day, and looking forward to catching up on day 2.